Have you ever felt the surge of anger rising within you, like a fierce wave that sweeps away all reason and calmness? Anger, a powerful and explosive emotion, can make us say things we can't take back or act in ways we later struggle to comprehend. These moments of lost control not only ravage our souls, but also leave invisible scars on our relationships and our lives. But what if there were a way to master your anger, not by suppressing it, but by understanding and directing it? What if you could learn to transform anger into an inner strength that helps you grow and develop? Stoic philosophy, with its wisdom honed over thousands of years, offers guidance on how to control and harness even the strongest emotions. This isn't merely a lesson in not being angry, but a profound journey to reclaim peace within your soul, where anger no longer becomes a terrifying enemy, but rather a friend and a teacher. Join me on this journey where you'll uncover the secrets of the most tranquil minds, and by the end of this video, you'll realize that peace is not something out of reach. Anger will no longer be a shadow haunting you. Instead, you'll become the master of your emotions, stronger and more self-controlled than ever before. Believe that from this moment, you can start living a completely different life, one that isn't ruled by anger, but guided by wisdom and inner peace. Number 1. Stoicism in managing anger. In Stoic philosophy, anger is seen as one of the most powerful, but also the most dangerous emotions that humans must face. Anger can invade our minds suddenly, like a fierce storm, sweeping away all reason and calmness. It has the potential to destroy not only our spirit, but also the relationships around us, leading to actions and words that we may later regret deeply. Stoic philosophy recognizes the destructive potential of anger and therefore makes mastering this emotion one of its core principles. But how can we master anger when it seems so strong and difficult to control? Stoicism does not call for us to suppress or deny anger, because doing so would only create pressure and internal dissatisfaction, but instead invites us to delve deep into our souls, understand its roots, and then adjust our emotions with reason. Anger, in the eyes of the Stoics, is a manifestation of an unstable mental state where our minds are distorted by negative emotions. In such a state, our judgment becomes clouded, and our actions are often impulsive, lacking careful consideration. But Stoicism teaches that we are not victims of our emotions. On the contrary, we have the power to control and transform them. Ask yourself, when was the last time you lost control due to anger? How did you react? And when the anger subsided, were you truly satisfied with how you acted, or did you just feel the bitter regret? Stoic philosophy emphasizes that instead of reacting immediately to provocation, we need to pause, take a deep breath, and think. In that moment of stillness, we give ourselves the chance to consider whether this anger is worth expressing and what its consequences will be. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote carries transformative power, reminding us that our reaction is what determines our life, not the event itself. Jesus also taught about compassion and patience. In the Bible, when offended or hurt, Jesus did not retaliate with anger, but responded with love and forgiveness. He taught that holding on to anger only harms us, and the way to free ourselves is to forgive others. Looking at his life, we see a shining example of emotional control, not letting anger overshadow the mind. In the stressful modern world, mastering anger is more necessary than ever. Imagine you are driving on the road, and suddenly someone recklessly cuts you off. The natural reaction might be anger, wanting to chase after or retaliate. But if you apply Stoic principles, you will pause, take a deep breath, and realize that this anger does not help you. It only adds to your stress. Instead, you can choose a different reaction, understanding, letting go, and continuing your journey with a calm mind. Stoic philosophy does not ask us to suppress our emotions, but encourages us to understand and transform them into positive sources of strength. If controlled, anger can become a motivation for self-improvement and character development. Just as Jesus chose forgiveness over revenge, we too can learn to let anger become a teacher, helping us grow and move further on the path to inner peace. Are you ready to master your emotions? Start by controlling your anger and turning it into a strength for self-development, making your life lighter and more serene. Number 2, mindfulness and breath control. Mindfulness of the present moment and control over your breath are foundational principles of Stoic philosophy, which not only help us master our emotions, but also bring deep inner peace. Have you ever paused to truly listen to your breath, becoming fully aware of the present moment, and feeling your existence within the world? If not, imagine a time when you were faced with stress or anxiety. Instead of being swept away by negative thoughts, you simply focus on your breath, feeling each inhale and exhale. This simple act can calm the mind, help you regain balance, and see the situation before you more clearly. In Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When we practice mindfulness and control our breath, we are exercising this power, not allowing external events or spontaneous emotions to overwhelm our minds. Just as Jesus faced great trials in his life with unwavering faith, calmness, and patience, our breath serves as more than just a sign of life. It's the thread that connects our soul to the present moment, forming the foundation of awareness and inner peace. Think about those times when you felt confused, fearful of the future, or regretful of the past. Your mind might have been pulled in two directions, losing the ability to clearly perceive the present. However, when you focus on your breath, you remind yourself that this moment is all you truly have. Practicing mindfulness is not just a method to reduce stress, but a way to live more fully, with greater awareness of every action and decision. In modern life, we're often swept away by work pressures and daily worries, sometimes forgetting to slow down and truly experience life. But just a minute of pausing and taking a deep breath can feel like a cleansing of the soul, with anxieties slowly dissolving. Like a warrior preparing for battle, they cannot allow fear and panic to take over. It's their breath that keeps them grounded, ready to face any challenge. So, are you ready to control your breath, to be mindful of the present, and to grasp peace? Remember, each breath is an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to find strength and courage in the most challenging moments. From this practice, you will discover the path to true peace, a state that nothing can shake. Number 3. Impermanence and coping with change. In life, nothing is permanent. Everything we love, possess, and even our very selves are subject to the effects of time and change. Stoic philosophy deeply understands this impermanence, viewing it as a core principle that helps us grasp and accept life. Marcus Aurelius the renowned Stoic emperor and philosopher, reminded us that reality is always in flux, and how we perceive this change ultimately determines the quality of our lives. However, change and impermanence often cause anxiety and insecurity. We tend to hold tightly to what we have, wanting the world around us to stay as we desire. But is that truly possible? When faced with change, instead of resisting, Stoics learn to accept and confront it with equanimity. Take, for example, the life of Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Jobs faced the greatest change in his career when he was fired from the very company he founded. Yet, instead of succumbing to defeat, he accepted this change and saw it as an opportunity to innovate and explore new avenues. Jobs not only rebuilt his career, but also created revolutionary products that transformed the tech industry and the lives of millions worldwide. He once said, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart." This reflects the Stoic philosophy of impermanence and the way to face it with acceptance and positive action. In our daily lives, we too cannot avoid unexpected events: losing a job, the end of a relationship, or the passing of a loved one. But instead of drowning in sorrow or anger, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, learn to accept it, for only then will you truly be free. Reflect on this when you face losses or changes in life. Can you learn to let go and see them as an inevitable part of life? Are you ready to face impermanence? By understanding and accepting it, you not only live a happier life, but also become stronger in the face of life's uncertainties. Let the philosophy of Stoicism and examples like Steve Jobs guide you on this path, and trust that change is not an enemy, but a great teacher in life. Number 4. Practicing patience. Have you ever wondered what would happen if we truly mastered the art of patience? In a world full of pressure and haste, patience is not only a rare virtue, but also the golden key that unlocks the doors to true peace and success. Stoic philosophy has always valued patience as one of its core life principles. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Nothing great is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." This quote reminds us that all good things take time and patience to mature. It's not just about passive waiting, but about mentally and spiritually preparing ourselves to face challenges, trusting that time will bring valuable rewards. One of the most remarkable examples of patience is the journey of Oprah Winfrey, the queen of media, and one of the most powerful women in the world. From a girl who grew up in poverty, suffered abuse, and endured many hardships, Oprah patiently overcame each challenge to build her media empire. Her patience wasn't just about waiting for opportunities, but about persevering through hard work, learning from failures, and continuously improving herself. As a result, Oprah not only achieved immense success, but also became a symbol of patience and relentless effort. In our daily lives, we often find lessons in patience in the simplest of things. Consider a farmer tending to their fields for months on end. The farmer knows they cannot rush the growth of their crops, but through patience and diligent care, they eventually reap a bountiful harvest. Or think of a parent patiently guiding their child, bit by bit, each day, through every action and word. They know they cannot expect their child to mature overnight, but with time, love, and patience, the child will gradually grow into a responsible, contributing member of society. In these small moments, patience becomes an indispensable part of life. Sometimes it's as simple as patiently standing in a long line at the supermarket, or patiently working toward a personal goal like losing weight or learning a new skill. These seemingly minor acts of patience build our character and inner strength. So how do we practice patience? Start by accepting that some things require time to come to fruition. Each day, when you are patient with yourself and with life, you are laying the first bricks of the house of peace and future success. Are you ready to be patient, to wait, and to embrace those wonderful things? Before we move on to lesson number 5, we want to thank you for journeying with us halfway through this video. In every moment, we can learn and grow, and your presence here, listening and reflecting with us, is a precious gift that I cherish every minute. To help us spread these valuable lessons to more people, please like and share this video. Each share is a small but meaningful action, much like the lessons that Stoicism provides. And don't forget, lesson number 5 is waiting for you in the next segment. Let's explore and embrace these timeless teachings together. Once again, thank you for your continued engagement. Number 5, forgiveness. Forgiveness, in Stoic philosophy, is not just an act of kindness, but a profound expression of inner freedom. When we hold on to anger and resentment, we imprison ourselves in negative emotions, creating a mental jail where we're both the prisoner and the guard. But when we choose to forgive, we not only free others, but also liberate ourselves from the invisible burdens that weigh down our souls. There is a famous saying, "Anger is an emotion that serves no purpose. It only blinds us and causes us to act foolishly." When we forgive, we do not simply relinquish anger, we restore our clarity and reason. Forgiveness is how we reclaim control, refusing to let negative emotions dictate our actions and thoughts. Ask yourself, do I really want to live with these negative emotions forever? When someone hurts us, we often cling to the pain and resentment as a way to protect ourselves. But in reality, these feelings do more harm to us than the original offense. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or condoning wrongdoings. It means choosing not to let them continue to harm us. Jesus taught us about forgiveness through his words and actions. As he was being crucified, Jesus endured immense physical pain, yet chose to forgive those who were harming him. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." This represents the pinnacle of forgiveness, an unconditional forgiveness born out of love and a deep understanding of human frailty. In modern life, you may have faced situations where forgiveness seemed impossible. It could be a betrayal by a friend, a colleague's deceit, or even a deep hurt caused by a family member. But consider those who have found the strength to forgive. Nelson Mandela, after enduring 27 years of imprisonment under apartheid, chose to forgive his oppressors. His act of forgiveness not only liberated him from hatred, but also played a crucial role in reconciling and rebuilding a new South Africa. Forgiveness is an act of maturity and a path to inner peace. When you choose to forgive, you open a new chapter, not just in your relationship with others, but within yourself. Can I do this? This question may linger in your mind, but remember, every time you forgive, you move closer to true freedom and happiness. Are you ready to walk through the door of forgiveness to find peace and happiness for yourself? Number 6. Releasing negative emotions. Have you ever felt trapped in a whirlwind of negative emotions? Emotions like anger, anxiety, and sadness can take over our minds, imprisoning us in the darkness of insecurity and despair. In Stoic philosophy, releasing these negative emotions is not just about eliminating them, but also a profound journey to seek inner freedom and peace. Think about Martin Luther King Jr., a great civil rights leader who faced countless challenges and oppression throughout his life. King had to confront hatred, racism, and violence, things that could easily lead to anger and resentment. However, he chose the path of love and forgiveness, instead of letting negative emotions cloud his vision of a more just world. In a famous speech, King once said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." He understood that holding on to hatred would not only harm himself, but also hinder the progress of positive change in society. Like Mandela, King chose forgiveness and love instead of letting anger and resentment control his life. He knew that releasing negative emotions not only brought peace to his soul, but was also the only way to promote lasting and meaningful change in society. In this way, King not only liberated himself, but also inspired millions of others to do the same. In our daily lives, we often encounter situations that trigger negative emotions, from minor conflicts at work to tensions in relationships. Imagine a very familiar situation in everyday life. You're standing in line at a supermarket during rush hour, and in front of you is a customer arguing with the cashier, causing the long line behind to move even slower. You start to feel frustration and irritation rising within you. This situation can easily become a source of negative emotions like anger or disappointment. However, instead of letting anger take over, you can choose a different approach. Recall the teachings of Stoic philosophy, that our emotions are not determined by external events, but by how we react to them. You can take a deep breath, focus on the present moment, and ask yourself, will this anger help me solve the problem or just add to my stress? By questioning yourself in this way, you'll realize that staying calm and patient not only makes you feel better, but also helps maintain composure in the situation. Or think about an argument with a loved one. Perhaps they said or did something that hurt you. The natural reaction might be anger or sadness, but if you take some time to think, you may realize that holding on to these negative emotions will only worsen the relationship. Instead, you can choose the path of forgiveness and dialogue, aiming to resolve the conflict peacefully and rebuild mutual understanding. These real-life examples show that in our daily lives, we always have the choice of how to react to stressful situations. By releasing negative emotions, not only do we become more peaceful, but our relationships and social interactions also improve. Practicing these principles daily will gradually help you build a more serene and happier life. Releasing negative emotions is not easy, but it is the only path to inner freedom. By understanding our emotions, we can learn to control them and turn them into a source of positive strength. Are you ready to embark on this journey to find true peace within your soul? Start by releasing negative emotions, and you will see life become lighter and more meaningful each day. Number 7. Self-control and personal growth. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a person excellent, not just in the eyes of others, but in their own eyes as well? In Stoic philosophy, The principles of self-control and personal development form a solid foundation for achieving personal excellence. Not everyone is born with all the virtuous qualities, but anyone can cultivate and develop them through persistent self-discipline. Self-control is the foundation of personal development, as it helps us avoid mistakes that arise from haste or lack of judgment. Imagine you are facing difficulties at work, and feelings of failure and pressure begin to overwhelm your mind. Without self-control, you might easily fall into a state of despair or act impulsively. But if you pause, reflect on the situation, and control your response, you can transform those negative emotions into motivation for improvement and growth. What does this really mean for my development? Ask yourself this question during difficult times to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. In everyday life, self-control can be practiced through the smallest actions. Imagine that you have decided to follow a healthy diet to improve your health and fitness. This goal may stem from a desire to lose weight, enhance health, or simply live a more balanced life. Initially, you feel excited and determined. You create a meal plan with nutritious foods, eliminating harmful items like fast food, sweets, or sodas. However, over time, temptations start to appear. You might encounter situations like walking past a bakery with the enticing aroma of fresh pastries, making you crave those delicious sweets. Or, after a long, tiring day, instead of eating the healthy dinner you've prepared, you might want to order a cheesy pizza and enjoy it in comfort. These are the moments when self-control becomes crucial. Without self-control, it's easy to give in to immediate temptations. You might think, just this once, it won't hurt. But in Stoic philosophy, every action, no matter how small, has a significant impact on your habits and character. The thought of just this once can gradually turn into a bad habit, weakening your willpower and leading to the abandonment of long-term goals. But if you can control yourself and stop such thoughts, you will notice an inner strength growing day by day. When you choose to eat the healthy dinner instead of ordering fast food, or when you decide to read a book instead of browsing social media before bed, you are not only improving your physical health, but also training your willpower and self-discipline. Each time you overcome temptation, you are reinforcing a good habit and building a stronger mindset. This benefits not only your physical well-being, but also nurtures mental resilience. You will find that, over time, the ability to resist small temptations will help you develop self-control in more significant challenges in life. You will become a person with strong willpower, steadfast in your long-term goals, and thereby achieve comprehensive growth in body, mind, and soul. Self-control, whether small or large, leads to one common result: personal development. Through small steps, we move closer to the best version of ourselves, and this brings us satisfaction and inner peace. Are you ready to control yourself to become the person you want to be? Start today with the smallest decisions and witness the miraculous changes in your life. Here is the translation of the passage into English. Anger, no matter how intense, can be subdued when we master the art of calmness and self-control. Stoic philosophy has given us the key to open the door to inner peace, a place where emotional storms no longer have the power to shake us. Imagine a life where anger no longer controls your mind, where every action, every word comes from clarity and kindness. This is a life where we not only live for the present, but are also steadily becoming the best version of ourselves. You may find that the journey to controlling anger is not easy, But it is perseverance and mindfulness that will lead you to the shores of tranquility and happiness. Choose peace, choose love, and choose to be the master of your emotions. After watching this video, I hope you will never view anger in the same way again. Instead, turn it into a teacher, one that helps you grow, strengthens you, and leads you to live a life you can be proud of. Are you ready to live a life where peace is always within reach? Start right now, and you will see that small changes in your thinking can lead to great changes in your life.